say? Yeah, it's quite a lovely afternoon. What can we say? Thank God it's Friday already, and hey, time to talk important issues. Time to talk very, very serious and cogent issues. Okay. Well, if you are just tuning in, maybe for the very first time, this is VOP, and we are 90.3 FM. I say it every day that we are the best radio station around. And of course, like I said, today is Friday, and today is the 19th day in the month of May 2023. Now, what's my name? My friends call me Sweet MC, but my name is Jude. Ikame Jude, and I'm here because you are there. Something big is really happening, and I'll tell you quickly, all right? Just going to be looking at a couple of stories here. Yeah, like I said, court session ongoing, right? For some of us who are, really, really following. Well, it's a good one. But hey, let me let you into what we'll be talking about this afternoon. Like, what's going to be happening this beautiful afternoon? Don't forget, I've got someone in the house who is a social affairs commentator, a government affairs commentator. He is Biga Ibekwe. A very beautiful afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Julie.
Friday. Good to have you join us today.
The pleasure is mine.
Yeah. Okay, quickly, let me let you know that Obi is saying, let court decide Nigeria's president. Yeah, let the court decide who's going to be Nigeria's president. And Obi is telling the U.S. You remember what, Anthony Blinken said made some statement, or made a statement, on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday or Monday? Yeah. And he's not going down well with, some presence, especially, the PDP and, of course, the Labour Party. All right. We're going to be looking at that shortly. And, of course, Atiku is out again. He's saying that INEC is fighting proxy war for Atiku. INEC is fighting the proxy war for Atiku. Or rather, let me put it this way better. INEC fighting proxy war for Tinubu. Atiku is saying this. Yeah. And so we will also be looking at the fact that today at the court, Lamidi Apapa is taking a back seat. Well, yesterday or Tuesday, rather, Wednesday was something else. There were these back and forth in court and all of that. And but today, the whole thing is cooling down gradually. And a whole lot to talk about. This big man, what was his name again? The former deputy national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. I'm talking about Chief Olabode George has come out to say something. What did he say? He said it will be very, very difficult to remove Tinubu if he is sworn in. This one is a big one. But then we will be looking at it one after the other. Okay? But then, let's start with this one here. Well, Mr. Biga Ibekwe, the People's Democratic Party and its presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, has accused the Independent Electoral Commission of fighting a proxy war on behalf of the president-elect, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Counsel for the PDP and Atiku, Chris Uche, SAN, said this when, he countered the application moved by INEC's counsel, Kemi Pinheiro, SAN, during today's proceedings at the Presidential Election Petitions Court. Now, for some persons, it's now looking like it's INEC, APC, federal government, all right,
Sure.
Against the PDP, Labour Party, and some other political parties. Yeah. What do you have to say about this?
You see, some of us will be monitoring with keen interest the body language of INEC since this election, we are surprised that the umpire has all of a sudden become part of the whole players. When you are appointed to be a referee in a game, you are expected to be neutral. You are expected to be central. You are expected not to be seems to be supporting any part or party to those game. But if you go for some research,
Okay.
you see the part INEC been playing. You see the statement they've been making. You start to wonder, are they no longer the umpire? Are they no longer the referee? That is why some of us has consistently been advocating for a better part of an appointing the INEC chairman. The INEC chairman shouldn't be appointed by the president of the country because he owes allegiance to whoever appoints him. It is natural. And let me tell you something.
Okay.
In the grapevine, it is stated that Tinubu was ancestral, or was actually the person who nominated, was instrumental to the nomination.
Can you justify that?
That's why I said the grapevine. That's why I called it the grapevine. And if research is done, it might be proven to be right. Do you get it? But beside that,
Okay.
you can actually see the part INEC is playing. They don't seem to be neutral. Look at how they were in the court talking about the pressure. Look at the positions they are taking defending the actions that is skewed towards the APC. It's quite unfortunate. It is absolutely unfortunate. When I kind of go to my research room, I look at the part somebody like Humphrey Mosu played in 1993. I said, this is how an umpire should react. Even at the point of God, when he was asked not to announce a result, he said, no, my conscience will destroy me if I don't do that. That is right. Do you understand me? You go study what is happening in Turkey right now. Erdogan is the president, right?
Yeah.
After the election, Erdogan scored 50% of the total votes. Do you get it? And the country is going to a rerun. But here, APC scored it at 4%. And INEC jumped in announcing them, saying the highest number of voters. What was the percentage of the number of voters? How many persons voted? And what was the score? 34%. It's ridiculous. People are destroying this country. People are dragging this country backwards. I am crying for my children and my children's children. If we continue in this way, where the truth is not allowed to lift its head, no, this country may not survive.
For some persons, INEC has, they're doing, their job.
What is their job?
You rightly said they are supposed to be an unbiased, right?
Yes.
Umpire.
Good.
But, they are still involved. They conducted the election, okay? And they are in charge.
Did you read what happened in Rivers State? Did you read what the BBC, after an investigation, discovered in Rivers State, where INEC collaborated with the governor in Rivers State and came up with a made-up result? That's the INEC, that's the umpire you're talking about. When I read it, I cried for this country. So, tell me, if INEC were to be an unbiased umpire, will they agree to the governor of Rivers State to do what was discovered to have been done? The professor they said was a part of the who announced the results. Did you not hear that the professor, the school where he said he was teaching, was not teaching there, and INEC enrolled him and employed him. If this country were being...
Why wasn't all of these things checked before
That's the question,
the election?
because people are already geared towards feeding the country with a conceived result. Why were all these things not checked? What's the purpose of the DSS? Somebody who you kind of want to employ to the very sensitive position of an electoral officer. You never did a background check on such a person. You gave such a person the right to announce results. Where is it done? Jude, where in the country that wants to go forward does this kind of thing, is this kind of thing allowed to be done? And let me tell you, since after the BBC allegation, after the investigation, no arrest has been made.
Okay.
It's unfortunate. It is absolutely unfortunate. Hey, I weep for Nigeria. I weep for this country. I don't know why we are deliberately chosen to do the wrong things. That's why I weep.
Let's also touch on the fact that the People's Democratic Party in the just concluded general election, Peter Obi, has faulted the call made by the U.S. Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, to President-elect Bola Tinubu, adding that he should let the court decide the legitimate president of Nigeria.
You see, the Anthony Blinken's statement is a slap on decency. Is a great impunity on righteousness. I never knew he is that cheap and low thinking. Diplomats who think deep, they allow the court's processes to exhaust itself and the results to come out before they take some policy decisions. Anthony Blinken...
Are you saying you suspect a foul play or something?
I am saying...
You're talking about the U.S.?
Yes, the man himself, Anthony Blinken, is a very cheap diplomat. He's a very, very, very cheap... Oh, but then let me tell you something. Most of these Western countries are more concerned about what they will profit from individuals who are being sworn in. Let me tell you why I feel so bad about Anthony Blinken's position.
Okay.
Tinubu had a drug case in the United States of America, which is known by the government of America, which is known all over the world, that he had a drug case where some funds, about $400 and something thousand were confiscated. It's on the public purview. It's in the archives there. And the same man is whom you are rushing to go congratulate, to go start talking about, not even congratulations, start talking about creating some bilateral relationship with. It's so unfortunate. It's absolutely so unfortunate.
But why are we losing sleep over this statement, Blinken's statement? I mean, do you think it holds water? Does it hold water?
Let me tell you, it does hold a lot of water. Are we supposed to be
worried about it?
No country is actually independent. Countries are dependent on one another. When something is going wrong in one country, and you as another country don't stand up to condemn it, you are encouraging evil. That is why. If you should, in Africa today, somebody comes to, organize a queue, and you in the United States there, you start sending ambassadors, sending congratulations. What are you doing? You are encouraging what happened there. Do you get it? So that's basically why people are concerned. People here in Nigeria are saying that, the process that this thing went through is not correct, is not honest, is not true, does not show. Now you, who claims to be an epitome of democracy, you are condoning what is happening here. No honest man will want to accept it from you. That is basically why people are concerned about Anthony Blinken's position.
Obi said these in a series of tweets, on his verified Twitter handle while reacting to the conversation between Tinubu and Blinken. He said, okay, let me see if I can put out what Obi said. He said, I am in disbelief that Secretary Anthony Blinken called Tinubu a contradiction to the publicly stated position of the U.S. on Nigeria's 2023 presidential election. Now, this is conceivably considering that America, as the bastion of democracy, is well briefed on this sham election, like he said, of February the 25th, to give legitimacy to the wildly acknowledged fraudulent election in Nigeria can be demoralizing to citizens who have hedged their bet on democracy and the sanctity of the ballot. Atiku said on his Twitter too also, and a whole lot of persons have been reacting now. But I interviewed someone, I asked someone a question. The same question I asked you: why are we losing sleep? Because Blinken, maybe we're looking at, America already, assenting to, the candidacy of Tinubu. And the person said, well, it's nothing. It's just a statement. We will have ties with you, with your country, and is like nothing.
No. Whoever says that, whoever you were speaking with who said that, is not conversant with diplomatic relations between countries. It's not versed in international relations and its contents. If such a person knew what it means when the Secretary of the United States calls an elected president, he wouldn't have said what he said. By calling him, he was giving legitimacy to the election. He was saying, we agree with you being elected. He is saying, we support you. He is saying, we will want to work with you. He is saying, we are behind you. And he represents the foreign ministry of the United States of America.
So does it mean that the country America now,
yes,
or let me say America, does it mean they are taking sides?
It means they don't want to investigate deeply what transpired, or otherwise they are closing their eyes to what happened and closing their eyes to the problem existing in Nigeria. It's not acceptable. It is absolutely not acceptable. If they have investigated deeply and they realize that the election was a sham, and it was a make-believe stuff, why should America, in all honesty, want to be part of that sham? That's the question. That's the concern. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes. In international relations and politics, you don't jump into conclusions until when you get the totality, the reality of what transpired in a country. That is basically what it is.
So you consider the French...
Anthony Blinken's, call to Tinubu as an aberration, as a total mistake, as what we call international relations. It's absurd.
Will that disturb or destroy the ties between Nigeria and the UK, the US?
Will it destroy? It depends on what eventually comes up. If eventually Tinubu loses at the tribunal, America will pay for this. Do you hear me? Somebody will say, but what does Nigeria have that will make? How can America pay or answer to Nigeria? Definitely, it might seem so, but
who loses?
If Tinubu loses in the court,
okay,
do you get it? Mm-hmm. America will pay for this error, this diplomatic error. they will definitely pay.
How do you mean? Let me
If
understand.
somebody else who may have won the election comes in, and it is found out that you were supporting who lost, instead of digging deep to get out the truth, you that is Jude, how will you feel, assuming that you eventually become the president, and such diplomatic error was committed against you? You just walk home and you say, America, thank you very much. No. There are certain things you will request for. There are certain clarifications you will want them to make. There are certain positions you will want to take. That is how it is done in international relationship. Sure.
Okay. Of course, I want to believe that you also know that the national chairman of the Labour Party, Julius Abure, and 3 other national executive members, yesterday announced their return to the secretary, to the party secretariat.
Sure. I'm aware.
You consider that a welcome.
That's a very, very, and let me tell you something. Why Lamidi Apapa was going over the courts and all the stuff. The senators elected on the platform of the APC were visiting Abure, asking him to ask his senators elected on the platform of the Labour Party to support the government of Tinubu and to support that Akpabio be given the Senate presidency. Why did they not go to Apapa? Lamidi Apapa. Why did this? That was before the pronouncements of this, So, the whole scenario, the whole truth is that people know that Lamidi Apapa is just being used by some third forces to create some distractions in the Labour Party. Unfortunately for him.
But he came out yesterday to say he's not been paid by anyone to do.
Okay,
to
you were expecting him to come to tell you he was paid.
He was talking about recognition. That he wasn't recognized neither by Obi nor Abure nor members of the party.
Executive council of the party that
he was not recognized.
So when you are not recognized by anybody, and you don't exist in their conscience, and you don't exist even in their records, why all of a sudden, after they have gone to court, you want to truncate it if you're not being paid? So what's your mission? What's his mission then? Do you get what I'm asking? Nobody heard about Apapa until when Labour Party went to court. True or false? So why?
No, but he said that he's been working even behind the scene. He's been working for Peter Obi even during campaigns.
Let me ask you a question. Will you want to destroy a house you help in building? Jude?
Okay.
Would you want to destroy a house you helped in building? The answer is no. If your interest is in the party, and the party is saying we won this election, and we want to retrieve our mandates. So why are you now coming up to say what he was saying? It's very ridiculous. It's absolutely very ridiculous and very laughable. And he can tell that to the ghost that he's not being paid, that nobody's sponsoring him. Of course, talk is cheap. Do you get it? Talk is cheap, but you judge people based on their actions. And the actions Lamidi Apapa had been taking is the actions of a man who is bribed.
Now, let's talk about the court now, the court case now. Let's go to the courts now. After being booed and mobbed,
at the court,
by angry mob at the court on Wednesday. Today, during the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, he is seen at the back seat. What would you call that? I mean, does it mean that
he accepted defeat? Yes.
Is that what you call it?
That's what it is. The young guy removed his cap, and he was complaining. I remember sometime during Was it during Obasanjo when they removed the cap of was it Bolege then? I cannot. Well, in the Yoruba tradition, when you remove somebody's cap, it goes beyond the physical. It has
Really?
some spiritual. Yeah. You can investigate it. It has some very metaphysical implications. It means you have removed the honor and the existence of such a person. It's a topic for another day. When you, in the Yoruba culture and tradition, a man's cap is in the public removed. It means more than what you think it is. And Lamidi Apapa understood that. And that was why he was actually concerned about that singular action.
So you consider him being pushed aside or relegated or forgotten as it were?
No, he has tried his all within his powers, and he discovered he cannot actually produce what he wanted to produce. What do you do? What do? You don't keep on fighting. Aburi had been pronounced by the court reinstated. So, under what basis is Apapa going to continue his
But
fight?
he's still a member of the Labour Party.
Membership of the party, of course, he can. But what he is claiming to be the chairman of the party does not exist. Of course, he remains a member. Anybody who wants to be a member can be a member. But when you now want to say you are the chairman, you want to go to the court and you want to stop the proceedings of the legal battle to reclaim the mandate. That is where the problem is. That's really where the problem is. If you want to be a member, nobody's stopping anybody from being a member of the party.
This is Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Several calls coming in, but then please, you just have to hold on, okay? Let's delve very deep into this issue. Then we now come back to take calls. But then the Justice Haruna Samani led 5-member presidential election petitions court has served rulings in applications by the INEC, President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and of course the All Progressives Congress, seeking the dismissal of the petition by Atiku Abubakar and the People's Democratic Party. INEC, Tinubu, and APC are praying the court to either dismiss the petition in whole or some of its paragraphs and other complying processes filed by the petitioners for offending the provisions of the law. Now, after taking arguments from lawyers to parties, Justice Samani announced that the ruling have been reserved to be delivered on the day of judgment in the main petition. Now, this is where I'm going to. What's his name? The former deputy national chairman of the party, Bode George. He's also saying something. He said if Tinubu is sworn in as the president, for instance, on May the 29th, that it will be very, very difficult to remove him. What say you about this statement?
Yeah, Bode George, you cannot throw away the opinion of such a man to the dustbin. He was a player in the mainstream political arena and the military arena. And let me tell you my own interpretation, my personal interpretation of his position is a very great indictment on the judiciary. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
It is an innuendo, which when you interpret, you will understand that he is saying that the executive controls the judiciary. That's basically what it is. If Tinubu enters and starts heading the executive, he will use his power, his influence, his position to ensure that the judiciary will dance to the tune of the executive.
Okay.
That's precisely what Olabode George is saying. And you definitely cannot throw away such a very weighty statement. That's it.
But there is a place of a court to come into all of this. So why would somebody now say that if a particular person is sworn in, it will be difficult for that person to be removed when the court is there to see to decide?
You are asking this question as if you are not in Nigeria, as if you are not a Nigerian, as if you don't know that the executive actually controls the judiciary. Let me ask you a question. Nnamdi Kalu of the IPOB went through the court processes, and the court asked the executive to release him. Till today, have the executive released him? And what have the judiciary done? In countries where the executive, the judiciary, the legislature understands their powers, understands there is separation of powers, when this particular part of the government takes a position and this part of the government refuses, there are consequences. But here in Nigeria, no consequences. The executive is the Baba, is the all in all. They decide and do what they want. And nobody. Hey, go to the records and check how many judicial pronouncements the executives have refused to obey, and nothing is being done. So, what do you think is the reason? Because the executive has a lot of influence. And if Tinubu is sworn in and controls the executive, he will influence the judiciary. That is what Olabode George is saying. And it doesn't appear to be very far from the truth,
but
because of what's existing.
Good. In all sincerity, do you think there is anything that can be done before May the 29th to actually stop anybody? Because a whole lot of persons have been agitating, even right now. On social media, people are saying on the street, everyone has been saying, even outside the court. As we speak, people have been, there is this clamor everywhere. But now, the question is, do you feel, in all sincerity, do you think that the court will want to stop, the All Progressives Congress? We want to stop, the 29th process in Nigeria as it stands?
If we want to be honest, in order to avoid anarchy, May 29th is sacrosanct. May 29th, there should be an inauguration. If you're asking for my opinion, my candid opinion,
okay,
to avoid a situation of anarchy. But I want to tell you something.
It now boils down to what Bode George is saying.
Good. Now let me tell you something.
Okay.
Peter Obi won an election in Anambra State. Ngige was sworn in. Peter Obi was in the court for 3 years. Ngige was there as the governor. When the case eventually ended and Peter Obi won the case in the court has to say that Ngige was an interloper. The 3 years he was there was not recognized by law. So Peter Obi got to start from day one for 4 years and won another 4 years. So what am I saying? Even if somebody goes in there, is inaugurated, when the court processes ends and is found out that he didn't win, whoever won will start from the day one. The other year nullified, will not be counted. But the question is, if Tinubu enters, will the judiciary have the power, have the uprightness to do the right thing? But the judge have told us that it will be difficult because the executive will want to muzzle and control the judiciary, that the judiciary will not pronounce judgment based on righteousness and justice. But that's the Nigeria you and I are living in.
Let's look at the PDP and the Labour Party on one side, and let's also look at INEC, the federal government, and the All Progressives Congress on the other side. Now, it seems that the federal government is kind of okay with what is playing out.
Who is the federal government?
With the body language.
It's an APC federal government. And who is in the court? Labour Party is against APC.
I want us to look at it as a political party first.
Yes, yes.
APC as a political party.
Okay.
And federal government.
In power. Always put that clause. The political party in power. Yes, it's got to be important to put that clause in power for people to understand what is playing out. If APC were a political party and they are not in power, the story we'll be hearing today will be absolutely different. Do you hear me? But so long as they are in power and they are the people that are appointed the headship of INEC, they is actually what it should be, especially in a Nigerian scenario.
And so do you think that the federal government would want to lose any case?
I don't think so.
$1 million question, I guess.
No. It's so cheap a question. If it were
do you think that federal government want to lose any case?
They would not want to lose
as
it.
This.
Especially when you are reading the body language of the presidency. They wouldn't want to lose any case. They definitely wouldn't want to lose any case. Yes. They wouldn't want to. And I'll tell you something. As far as Nigeria is concerned, I've not even seen a political party that will want to lose a case if they're in control. Yes. As long as the Nigeria we are running presently is concerned, I've not seen a political party that would want to lose a case. If you talk, okay.
Now, but you've not seen
yes.
a political party
as far as this Nigeria is concerned. But if you're asking me, in countries where honesty is respected, where decency is taken into consideration, where integrity is considered, political parties are just a means to get power to help the people. It is not what it is in Nigeria here. Nigerian politicians are not leaders. Quote me, they are not leaders.
Who are they?
They are not leaders. They are people who are hungry about power to fill their pockets. They are not people who are concerned about thinking about the future of the people in 20 years' time, in 30 years' time. Go to China and see leadership. Go to Taiwan and see leadership. Go to Southeast Asia. Go and read about Mahatma Mohammed.
Okay.
Go and read about Lee Kuan Yew of Singapore. Go and see what Lee Dongwei did in Taiwan. Go there and see leadership. These people are concerned about the welfare, the well-being of their children who are coming in 30 years' time, who are coming in 20 years' time. In Nigeria, the politicians here are merely concerned about how they will grab the cake, take it, and go buy houses in the United States of America. It's so unfortunate, but that is the truth.
At the end of this whole thing, do you think that this whole thing, will favor either of the opposition party, that is the Labour Party or the People's Democratic Party? Do you think after all of these courts, everything?
Jude, all these things, they are a process for building a better Nigeria. I am so happy that some persons can even stand up and say, look.
But some Nigerians are so eager. If you hear people talk about the same court issue, it's like it should be now. It should be now.
That is definitely what
you know.
That's now I'm saying.
The case, of course, will definitely be adjourned.
I'm very happy with the consciousness, the zeal Nigerians are now showing. That is one good thing about democracy. Democracy evolves. It keeps climbing until it gets better. It keeps getting better every day. Do you get it? The Obasanjo era was what it was. Yaradua came, was a good man, was doing good. Jonathan came, Jonathan got it right. All of a sudden, Buhari came and we're moving backwards. That's my pains. But one basic thing is, the worst democracy is always better than the best militants and military regime that you can take home. Yes, this is a process that will eventually evolve a better Nigeria.
So it therefore means that you're not expecting anything to change,
I am
as
not,
as it were.
as it were right now, as it really were right now, I am having only about 25% hope.
25%.
25%.
So it means the court is like a theater.
It
right
means
now.
the struggle continues. It means the struggle continues.
And what is going on
I would want
at the court
to prove me wrong. I would want this federal government to prove me wrong at the end of it all. But from my study, from my investigations, from what I know, I'm just having about 25% hope. Jude, and this hope of 25% is killing me. Some of us were people who, at very early age, began to fight for the betterment of this country. We risked our life. When you go read the history of some of us, if you see what some of us did while we were in the university, staking our head at NAMS, taking trips from here to Abuja, from here to Maiduguri, to ABU Zaria, to places in the night, fighting nocturnally. All of a sudden, we are still here. It's killing us. It's killing some of us. But thank God for democracy. All these things are gradually coming up. Nobody knew a movement. Nobody knew that people could at a time stand up against the police and say, no, stop that. That was
so it also means that you don't trust the judiciary.
It means that I don't have confidence in the present system. I don't have confidence. I have cases where things should have gone the other way. All of a sudden, it went waywire. I have not seen much to build my confidence. Yes, I have not seen much to build my confidence in the judiciary. That is the truth.
Some persons say that this whole drama will be, like someone mentioned that the court is not a theater. It's not a this, that. But then,
that should be televised.
It's not a stadium.
That should be televised.
Yeah.
That's very laughable, very laughable position of the wicked people of this country. Oputa panel. That was
Justice Oputa.
Justice Chukwudifo Oputa's panel, the Truth and Reconciliation, that was exposing things much, much, much deeper and more worrisome than the court, was televised live. And somebody is coming to tell us that it is not a theater, it is not a football field, that it should be televised. What are they hiding? What do they want to hide? If you are sincere and you have your documents and you have your facts,
but even if it's televised, what will happen?
No, it would have made people know. It would have made more people know the truth and nothing but the truth. And thou shalt know the truth, and the truth shall set you free.
But people are also in court. Opposition parties are also in court. So whether it's televised or not, maybe Tinubu is saying the truth.
Hey,
it shouldn't be televised.
Jude, educate the people and set them free.
No.
Look at it. Educate the people. There's a Chinese proverb says, educate the people and set them free. If it is televised, I will assure you that more than 28% of Nigerians would have watched it on the telly, and it would have assuaged, it would have shown them who is right and who is wrong. If Tinubu eventually wins, they would have said that, oh, this whole thing was transparent. This man actually won. So why is the Labour Party crying wolves? If Labour Party had won, and it is the people would have said, oh, this is what happened, and their mind would have been assuaged. Now let me ask you, why do you try coup plotters in camera? Why do you try people who committed some heinous offenses in camera? You don't want it to be seen. You don't want anybody to know about it. Why do you do this? Why do you do so? It is because there are things you want to hide. There are things you wouldn't want the public to know. There are things you don't want people, everybody to see. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Is that not the reason? So if the APC and INEC have nothing to hide, if there are no skeletons to be kept away from the eyes of the people, so why do they want to hide it? Why do they want to make it the trial of somebody who committed a treason? You there? Are you there?
Yeah.
Answer me.
Okay. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Let me give you an update, from the court. Right now, there's an update. Let me just put it out quickly. There was a brief confusion in court as a senior advocate of Nigeria, who is not a part of the Labour Party's team of lawyers, announced an appearance for the party today.
And who is the lawyer? What's the name?
The panel of justices who denied him recognition criticized the senior advocate, who did not mention his name, for attempting to stir up confusion, adding that he should know better, following his excuse that he was given a brief to appear.
That's a distraction. That's absolutely a distraction.
Meanwhile, while the matter was cold and before the drama, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, announced an appearance for himself and on behalf of the Labour Party. You can see that. A quick move.
Yeah?
What would you call that?
I think some things are cooking, which I cannot really place my hands upon right now. You definitely investigate.
A lawyer coming in
Yes.
when you're not called,
Yes.
you're not part of the team.
Yes.
You just came in.
Yes.
And
say he wants to represent. Let me tell you, I don't know if you have read Yazu's Art of War. Yazu is a Chinese author. The Art of War. In the Art of War, even if you read Machiavelli, even if you read 48 Laws of Power, there are lots of ways you can get at your opponent. You can assume the position of the mother of your opponent. Do you get it?
Yeah.
You assume the position of the mother of your opponent and you strike. So that is why it is important in these kind of things you be very careful. And P2B understands it. That should be the reason why he now said he's representing himself. So that some lawyers don't come there and start arguing against him instead of arguing for him. Yeah. It is done. Yeah. The art of war. Everything is clean. Everything is acceptable in the art of war. Everything is applicable in the art of war.
now,
Long as you get the desired result.
Obi fought a case for 3 years, like you mentioned, right?
Sure.
That was there
Against Chris Ngige.
And people have come out to say, hey, you can't compare Anambra with Abuja. This is Nigeria.
Because
that was Anambra.
Because So what reasons did they give that you cannot draw conclusion? They were all going to court.
You know that in Nigeria you can have a president already, and then bring one court case from nowhere challenging, the president, and later on
That's
you
because
ask the president in
whoever is saying
Nigeria.
that-
Hold on, please.
Yes.
Hold on. You now ask the president in Nigeria to step aside in our country, Nigeria.
That is lack of confidence in the judiciary. They are actually pronouncing that our judiciary are subservient to the executive. That our judiciary do not have the kind of strength of character, the strength of execution to pull down a sitting president. That is what they are saying invariably.
Or maybe you also feel that the judiciary is being controlled
By the executive.
No, by
Some forces.
allegedly now the politicians. Kind of. Is that what you're trying to say?
Or is it what it is? Are you saying it is what it is?
No. Is that what you mean
Okay.
when you say that
But
you
Jude,
don't?
is that what it is in Nigeria?
Well, you rightly said. No, let's put it in
Yes,
perspective.
yes.
Now, you don't trust the judiciary.
I don't have confidence in them.
Okay. So
I don't have confidence in Nigerian judiciary. That's true. I wanted you to ask me why.
okay, why?
Because, like I said earlier on, I've seen cases that should have gone the other way from what it is, from what is known, from what exactly exists. And because one thing or the other, you see it going the other way.
Okay, why does it go the other way?
Compromises.
Good. From who to who? By who? How is it happening?
Because some persons has visited some persons in France, has taken some persons to France, some persons has taken some persons to hotels, some things has exchanged hands.
Who took who? I mean, are you saying doctors? Oh, wait. Are you saying doctors? Or what do we call them? Some artisan, or maybe we say some drivers took them to the hotel. Who took these people to the hotel? Allegedly.
People who have cases in courts, people whose cases are being judged, have taken some persons who are taking decisions to hotels and other stuff. Has used some persons to represent them and give
No, we're talking about political.
Something has exchanged hands.
We're talking about political. We're talking about political cases now.
Okay. Okay.
Who is taking who to the hotel?
Oh. Answer the question.
No, I'm asking you.
Jude, who, if you are a politician and you want your case, you want to win your case, and your case is in a court, who do you have to take to a hotel? Do you go take your school teacher who is in the school teaching primary school?
Good.
So who do you go take to a hotel?
So-
you will take somebody who is going to take a decision over you.
Beautiful. So that now means that the statement I made earlier, is kind of correct. What did I say? I said it's like some of these lawyers are under some politicians. Like the politicians tell them what they want and the kind of judgment they want to hear. This is money. Money will exchange hand, of course, at the hotel that you mentioned.
Yeah.
And that is sealed.
Sure, that's what we're saying. That's what we're saying, that the Nigerian system, the system we are running.
So how do we now cleanse the judiciary? How do we cleanse
and
the
I
judiciary?
told you that all these things that are happening is a process. There is this process that has started in Nigeria, which this anti-SARS riot
Okay.
started, and all of a sudden you have young men who are now asking questions. Have young men who are now coming together and saying, no, it cannot continue this way. That's why I said that the democracy is better than militocracy. Democracy has this system that allows gradually things will become better. If you go see how long American democracy has lasted, the British democracy has lasted, you will agree with me that it is a process that will gradually keep evolving until you get something better. Nigeria is not hopeless. It's not hopeless, no. It is, might not be now, but I will let you know the kind of thing happening right now. Whoever will become the next INEC chairman will not want to be Mahmoud. Definitely. Mahmoud is actually not sitting very well right now. Whoever wants to come again will want to do something much better. That is it. That is the joy of democracy. Hopes are not lost.
Now, maybe I should also ask you the future of the party, the future of the PDP, one, and the future of the Labour Party after all of these court cases and here and there and all of this.
No.
When we now have a president,
Let me tell you something.
let's find out what the future holds
Let
for
me
the
tell you
PDP
something.
and the Labour Party.
When you talk about political parties in Nigeria, they don't have political parties.
How do you mean?
Because people don't join parties because of the ideologies of the party. They join parties because of their personal interest and some other interest. In the Western world, in Southeast Asia, where I stayed for more than 10 years, you belong to a party when you have gone through their ideology. You believe you are ideologically, inclined to the contents of this particular party. In Taiwan, for example, they have Kuomintang party. They have the new party. Kuomintang was as an old party that came from China through Chiang Kai-shek when he moved, and Chiang Ching-kuo and all those old politicians. They had that Kuomintang. But as time went on, younger persons came up and saw their ideologies and created their own party based on their ideologies. The ideologies of the parties are what the people like to identify with. Not here in Nigeria today. Oh, he's APC. Oh, today the presidential candidate of PDP. Don't you know he was some time ago with APC?
Oh, sure.
And he moved over to PDP. Don't you know he was with PDP, moved to APC, from APC to PDP, and from PDP, maybe tomorrow to Labour? Here, you don't have political parties. What they have is coming together of people who wants to assuage their personal interest. They don't belong because they comprehend, they understand the ideology of the parties they belong to. If I have ideology and this party expresses and supports my ideology, I will remain there and remain there. The other party who is, go to Britain. Do you get it? Go to America. You see the Democrats, you see the Republicans. You see they are there because of the contents of the party. Not because they want to become a mayor or they want to become this. Do you get it? So we don't have political parties here yet. But I'm sure as time goes on, we will evolve. People will start going to parties because of the contents, because of the ideologies, because of the visions, because of the missions of the parties.
Okay, now putting that aside, I still want to ask, after all of this, what happens to the PDP? What happens to the Labour Party? What does the future hold for these people?
Let me tell you something.
Especially the PDP.
Let me tell you something. In any democratic setting, you don't have a strong opposition. The country suffers. Do you hear me? If in any country, in any political democratic setting, you don't have a strong opposition, the party in control will be so relaxed. They will not be on their feet. They will not see reasons why they should do things correctly because nobody. Why do you have shadow cabinets in the parliamentary system of government? Is to make the party sit up. So I would expect PDP and Labour, okay, to become stronger so that they can checkmate whatever party is in control. I wouldn't want them to die. I would want the members to recognize the importance of opposition in any democracy.
Okay. I think this time around, I would want to open up the studio line, so we can have you participate. Let's get your views, let's get your opinions and all of these things. But then I would always want to beg you to please keep it very, very civil. And I like it 60 seconds, very brief, okay? Especially, like I said, do keep it civil, all right? And don't forget we're streaming live on YouTube, and you can go there and please do drop a comment. That is at VOP 90.3 FM on YouTube, okay? Go there and drop a comment. Now, for WhatsApp, the number is 0700 903 9039. 0700 903 9039. Now, but then if you want to call in, the number to call is 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. 0700 903 903 903. Let's head straight to the phone lines and hear from you. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Yude.
Good afternoon.
God bless your case. He's trying a lot.
Thank you very much.
The man say give this 25%. I give them 5% out of the 100. They are very poor. They make Nigeria angry. Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
So people are not happy. Even for example, everywhere all over Nigeria, look, our user is not fair. They are not doing the right thing. And secondly, for me, the INEC chairman, I don't want to know his name. He will not die, but I'll go and punish him. That's my own. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you so very much for calling. Okay. We'll take more calls. Hello, good afternoon to you this afternoon. Good afternoon. All right. Let's go here. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jude.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Gabriel. I'm calling from Ikorodu.
All right.
Yeah, I so much appreciate your guest in the studio. Honestly, I'm happy when I hear people like this who are loaded with the truth. One thing is to know the truth. Another thing is to speak it. Some people know the truth, but they are hiding the truth already. Okay. So, thank God for his life. Now, there's a point he made about appointing INEC chairman. I have said this before. You cannot appoint somebody and not expect that person to be 100% loyal to you. So as long as those in power are appointing INEC chairman, expect them to dance to their tune. So until that changes, we should not expect anything from any different performance from the INEC. Okay? And then on secret proceedings that APC is canvassing for, I think that also shows that they have something. There is something they are hiding, including INEC. There's a skeleton in their cupboard. There's something they are hiding. That's why they are insisting on secret proceedings. So I am very, very happy. When all this crisis started, of course, I know that Mr. P2P is very much aware that these things that's playing out now will happen. And also, when you are fighting corruption will find a way to fight back. So all these things, is already aware that they will be there. Imagine somebody who calls himself son, who is not part of the Lego team, coming to introduce himself as part of Mr. P2P's representative. I mean, that is absurd. Okay? So all these things is showing that they are dancing some tune, somebody's playing for them somewhere. But God will put them to shame. Look at Lamidi. You saw where he landed, and this is where everybody who is standing against P2P in this tribunal, that's where they will land, at the back seat. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much for calling. The number again is 0700. That is 0700. Okay? Yeah. 0700 903 903 903. Very simple. 0700 903 903 903. Good afternoon to you.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm so happy to call this your line this afternoon.
Yeah.
Please, I want to ask a question because I believe that in a country there is no constitution, the country cannot grow. When Nigeria wants to speak for their constitution, I think that there are a lot of people and a lot of chief of justice there. Now, one person is now scatter the Nigeria constitution because the way the country is, I don't even understand the way the country is because in the Nigeria constitution, they said in anybody that is going to contest for the presidential, they have any case of.
Oh, so sorry about that. You can call back if you can. All right. Yeah. Thank you so very much for calling. Anyway, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Yes.
Quickly, your name and your location.
I am speaking from Arena.
All right.
I want to say something to your guest in the studio. I heard him say that if 29th of May is not respected, that there will be anarchy. I would have a different opinion. There is no anarchy because I have looked to the part of the Constitution that says that the president in place must hand over to somebody. It doesn't mean that there must be swearing in on 29th. When we have seen that this is a good way should go, and then we are in court, the right thing should be not to hand over to anybody until we have ascertained the real winner. Because if we are handing over to somebody, it is being contested. That means that if the court should live up to its expectation and they return the rightful winner, if proven right, we are going to have a double swearing in. And that swearing in will make the former American wrong and against the Constitution. What makes a nation is not to live there, but the Constitution, the agreement made to bring the companies of that nation together. Once that document is not respected, there is no nation. We are supposed to know that once we are flouting the Constitution, there is no Nigeria yet. We are not citizens of Buhari. Neither are we citizens of Tinubu. We are citizens of Nigeria. And what makes us Nigeria is the Constitution we agreed to stay together. So that is what makes us. We should all be gearing towards making our Constitution. What is the problem?
Thank you.
We have court as the last group of the common man. Then let's wait.
If I can answer
All right.
him.
Let me let. Hello. All right. Thank you so very much. Hold on, please, Mr. Biga. Good afternoon to you. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Oluwatosin, calling here from United States of America.
All right.
How are you guys doing today?
Good. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I mean, thank you so much for all the works that you guys are doing and bringing Nigerians up to sport about what is happening in our country. But it is only sad that some few people can hold the country to his kneel. And the judges, the court, is part of the people that is tormenting the nation. Before now, the man at Babylon, the one selected by INEC, Mahmoud Yakub, the one the one that forfeited $460,000 in the United States of America, the man that is 71 and his daughter is 65, the one that went to Chatham House said if power is not served, alaka, snatch it, run with it, do whatever you want to do to get power. And we saw the consequence in Lagos. Now the judges, there was a court case. This guy did not show up 4 times. And today, that the judges should have decided the case, they still postpone the case. What is wrong with Nigeria? That we set rule for ourselves, we cannot live by our own rule, we become a laughing stock in the eyes of the world. What is happening to Nigeria? The youth is the strength of the nation, and these people are holding the nation at ransom, going to soar in a drug baron, and someone is saying that 29 is 29 is a particular date. We know that. But for this year, we say 29 should be deleted from Nigerian May calendar for this year.
Okay.
Because the matter in court has to be decided upon.
Thank you so much.
Are you going to say that a drug baron should be the president of the country?
Hey, take it easy. You can't say that, please. It's a national radio, okay? You wanted to say something bigger.
I wanted to clarify something about the swearing in and the anarchy that I mentioned. The situation as it were, if you go through the contents of the Constitution, somebody had been declared as the winner. The court had not pronounced otherwise.
Okay.
If you do not act according to the declaration of INEC, you are contravening the contents of the Constitution. Unless by the grace of God, before the 29th, the courts says no, INEC, you are wrong. The election is nullified. At that situation, whoever is sitting as the president.
Can you get close to the microphone so we can hear you better?
At that point,
thank you.
Whoever is the president will have to create what we call the decision of necessity.
Okay.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
And it could be an interim government. It could be something else. Because the tenure of the existing president would have expired. So, and you don't leave a vacuum. You get it? It is as much as that. But so long as that thing is not...
We're not going to have any interim government.
No, what I'm saying is, should the courts decide before 29th that the election is nullified, do you get it?
Mm-hmm.
And probably they call for re-election. If they don't declare P2B as the winner, they call for a rerun.
Or Atiku. Good.
Now, you don't run in vacuum. There will then be the need for filling of the vacuum. But until that is done, it will be very, very, very dangerous if you don't swear somebody in on the 29th of May. That is the contents of the Constitution. So when I was talking about anarchy, what I'm saying is INEC already has created a scene for anarchy. Do you get it?
Okay.
By not doing what is right. That's my position.
All right, let's head back to the phone lines now.
Yeah,
hello, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, Jude. How are you doing today?
Good. What's your name and your location?
Daniel, I'm calling from Congo.
All right, Daniel, let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, I just want to commend you guys for the good work you are doing, you and Mr. Ibekwe. I really enjoy your program. I really enjoy everything you are doing to help us to get the information that is going on back home in Nigeria. So my contribution this afternoon is just to emphasize on what Mr. Ibekwe is saying. He's saying the absolute truth. The judiciary is just a victim of our bad politicians in the country. So it's not that people who are judges do not have credibility. They do have. Sometimes they find themselves being threatened, whether they accept bribe or even their life and the lives of their family being threatened. So most of the time they could not really deliver what they wish to because of the suppression that has been created because of the kind of flawed constitution that we have that gives the executive power to nominate the judiciary and at the same time to nominate other people in the public sectors. So if we can create an institutions that are strong and independent, whoever rules Nigeria as a president will not be a problem because everyone will be subject to the rule of law. Since there is no rule of law in Nigeria, we cannot really say we'll have a very credible democracy for now. Like Mr. Ibekwe said, it's a journey, and I think everybody has woken up and we have started a journey, and over time, things is going to change. For example, all I need is that Nigerians should have a good reputation all around the world to help us that are outside to be able to continue to thrive and get what we can get outside to build our home country. Thank you. That's my contribution for this afternoon.
I appreciate your contribution. Thank you so very much. Let me see if I can get to read some of these messages quickly. Then I again touch the phone lines. All right, so just pardon me. This person is saying, well, I keep on asking one question. Why now Lamidi Apapa wants to scatter the whole process? If he's desperate for a position, he could have made it known right from the beginning. Elections have come or have been conducted. Results are being announced. Even the primary election has been conducted. Result has been announced. He did not show himself then. Why now on the tribunal? Can these all he wants be kept aside first? Let's deal with what is at hand at the moment. And he's well, the comment is quite lengthy, but thank you so very much anyway. This person is saying that the senior advocate who tried to a smart move, all right, a drama at the court today, is Oba Madwa Buchi. Google him. He has a reputation. Oh my God. Sam is sending this. Is it Nigerians? Oh my God. He didn't mention his name, but people have been okay. This person is saying, let me just touch on it a little. Good afternoon. You can see that INEC is frustrating and doing cover-up by not releasing up their full results of the election. Also, they don't want the court to show the tribunal live. That means they have skeletons in their cupboard. They have put Nigerians in this nightmare, and you ask, is INEC a revenue generating that they want to collect money and all of that? Thank you so much for your comments. Now, this person is saying, indeed, hour by hour, the victory of Peter Obi, Labour Party, is being announced. Why all these banners from INEC and the opposition party? Is the judiciary so unorganized that strangers can announce appearance? What is the professional discipline? Thank you for this very rich discussion. Simisola from Isolo sent in that. AY from Mushin saying, kudos to your guests. See, something smells fishy. Labour Party opponents are using all these strategies to buy time so that a ruling won't be passed before May the 29th. Okay? This one saying, good afternoon, Judah. Your guest is a true Nigerian. This is the kind of people that we need in leadership position. God bless him. My name is Alfred. Thank you so very much. I read that already. Hello, good afternoon. The problem we have is that people don't know whom Mr. Peter Obi is. He is not ready to give up easily. Whatever they like, let them, but they should remember that Obi is a wise man. Destiny from Mushin. All right. I think I've read your messages. Thank you so much for sending them in. Let me get back to, the phone lines and hear from you. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to the everyone with you there.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you today?
I'm fine, sir. My name is Akuchinyere Goodness.
All right, you're welcome.
I want to say that I'm talking to your guest.
All right.
We have so many intelligent, vibrant, learned, responsible man like him. But
thank you very much.
They have decided to refuse to tell us the truth, just for their own selfish interests, for their own benefits, which they will know that at the end of the day, it will not, they will not even benefit more than what they think. I want to say thank you for giving us, telling us the truth, and enlighten us for things that we don't know in our country. And I also want to say long life to you, to what you said to us today, and you will be alive. Keep on telling us the truth. And I also want to pray to you that whosoever that would think that what you said to us today is a bad thing and trying to set any evil arrow towards you, it will go back to the sender.
Amen.
And so shall it be.
Amen.
And I also want to talk about INEC. For INEC issue, though they know the truth, but they don't want to do the right thing. But God is watching. For Peter Obi, well, if what he's looking for, if what Peter Obi is looking for, is fighting for, it is clear in the sight of God, he will surely get it. No matter how long it will take, he will surely get it. That is my little opinion. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call this beautiful afternoon. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Mani from Safejo.
All right, quickly, please.
Don't you see that the country is already divided along ethnic lines? To me, I've studied these elections that passed, especially the presidential elections, and I discovered that the Igbos, they are the people who are always in support of Obi. The Yorubas are in support of Tinubu. Is this democracy? For how long are we going to continue like this? And of course, the Hausas, they are in support of who? Of course, what is his name again? Atiku. Is this democracy? I am sorry for Nigeria. Bye-bye.
Thank you so very much for calling. I appreciate your call. Okay, let me see if I can touch on some messages quickly again. This person is saying that the judiciary has no problem, but our wicked politicians have used our flawed constitutions to suppress the independence of our judiciary. Judicial autonomy is the only way forward. My heart bleeds for my country. Nothing gives me joy than to have a country where everyone is treated fairly and justly. A country operated on the auspices of law, of the rule of law. I'm so sad. Face red, droppy eyes. Her face red, droppy eyes. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Please just take it easy, okay? We'll go back to the phone lines now. I want to see how many calls I can take. Yeah, before. Okay, that's from Daniel. Thank you so very much, Dan. I appreciate that. Let's see if we can take some more calls then before we start wrapping up. I'll be giving you information back to back as I get them from the court. All that is playing out right now, all that has been happening, I'll give it to you as I get them. Thank you so very much. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jude. This is Ibeto calling from Tulare.
Okay.
Yeah, let me first of all express my profound gratitude for guests and my profound gratitude to the voice of the people. That is voice of the voiceless. I am so glad that we still have people like this in our country who can come out to tell us the blank truth. Truly, Nigeria is like a candle in the wind at the moment. For all we are praying, the politicians are our brothers too. We are all patriotic. They even them struggling, they are being patriotic. Well, we too, we are patriotic too. So my prayer is that God by His mercy will get us out of this political mess. It's a political mess. I feel because of this kind of people we have that come to tell us the blank truth, they still give us the confidence, the hope that tomorrow will be greater. And that's what I pray for this country, because we have a whole lot of innocent children who don't know anything about what is going on now. So I wouldn't want to see these children suffer for what they don't know about. Some of us have enjoyed Nigeria when Nigeria was good. You understand? So the children we are giving back today, they have the right to enjoy what part of we have enjoyed too. So I'm begging on all the politicians, no matter what it is, let everybody come back to our proper reasoning. so that we move this country forward. We are together as one, as brothers and sisters. It is not all dead. I mean, no, we can't kill each other. My brothers, I still appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for the wonderful work.
Thank
you're
you.
doing.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you so very much. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM, 0700 903 903 903. Good afternoon to you. You have to move away from your radio set if you must call, okay? Move away from your radio set or just tone down the volume so we can hear each other. All right? Thank you. 0700 903 903 903. Mr. Biga, some have opined that the Labour Party, has more chances, or rather, the PDP has more chances, at the tribunal than the Labour Party. What say you?
You see, that is why it is important that INEC should provide what they recorded in their IRV and in the BV, in the BV, BV what?
Beavers.
Beavers. It is important to bring out what you saw, the true recordings of the beavers. Do you understand? To me, if you don't bring out the true results, you cannot be talking about Labour Party, PDP, APC. This is the challenge with when truth is not said about a situation. Do you get it? If you have so much assured the people that you have gotten the technology that will capture their position in the voting day, and the people got that in their mind and they are so confident, all of a sudden you come up with something else. It is pathetic.
All right, hold it, please. Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good morning from here.
Okay, good afternoon from
My
here.
name
Where are you
is
calling from?
From Chicago, Tony.
Chicago. All right, Tony, quickly, please. Let's go.
Yes, I want to make a little contribution in regards of what is happening in Nigeria. If I might say my opinion, I think, like you just said it now, PDP have bigger chances to win this election. And if I should go by my analysis, for PDP to score to be the second position, in as much as what breakout from Labour and breakout from Kwankwaso, I think you really have the bigger chances to crush the victory.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I believe. So that's what I think might happen. But in Nigeria, you never can say what can happen. The ruling party are bent down to get the trophy. So that's Nigeria for us. Whatever we see, we have to take it, but let there be peace in the country. That's what I pray for. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let there be peace. Whatever it is, let there be peace in this country. Peace is what we always yearn for in this country. Thank you so very much for calling. Let's talk to this person. Hello, good afternoon to you. Hello, good afternoon. No, let's go here. Hello, good afternoon. All right. Good afternoon to you. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Jude.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. This is Daniel again from DRC, Congo.
All right.
Yeah. Regarding Anthony Blinken calling Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu yesterday, that was trending. It shouldn't surprise any of us, and we should not be worried about that call. The Western world, they are very, very corny and diplomatic when it comes to their relationship with African presidents. They prefer to work with someone they can hold on ransom, someone who will do their bid, someone they can blackmail. So it's going to be very dangerous for us, for America, to forge this kind of relationship with us if the judiciary will pronounce that Bola Tinubu should continue as our president, it will be very dangerous for our reputation and our democracy. But I don't know. It's so sad to think about this again. So, and regarding the chance of maybe Labour Party or PDP obtaining the result or that has been declared by INEC at the tribunal, if they go ahead to swear in Tinubu, he has now presidential immunity. And since INEC is not willing to cooperate with those who are opposing the result they declared, by not giving them the evidences they need, it will be like dead on arrival. Once he becomes president, other charges will be null and void because of the kind of constitution that we have that have given such power to the executive, that they have a lot of immunity that no law can work on them. So it's so sad. That's my contribution.
Thank you so very much for calling. And good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Lukman from Ogijo.
All right.
Okay, someone actually mentioned that the people who voted in Bola Tinubu are the Yorubas and the Igbos solely voted in Peter Obi. But I'll say that person got it.
Hello? Hello? Oh, so sorry about that. So sorry. I guess your network. But you can always call back. You can always call back to have your say. Thank you so much. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon. All right. Good afternoon to you. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Chinese calling from Brazil.
All right.
Yeah, I see what we have in this country. This country becomes something else. I don't see the reason why we should be dragging all these things. We have come a long way since 1960, and we are still living.
Hello?
I believe that democracy is involved in this context. This is why we have to
I think we're having issues with your network. Kindly call back if you can. Good afternoon to you. Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah. Yes, good afternoon. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Philip from Italy.
All right, Philip.
Yeah, my contribution to this, I know that normally Labour Party won this election, and there is a propaganda that if we put this person at the second seat, so it might have more force. That is why he was positioned at the third position. So we pray for the court to make a good judgment, not to work as a bribe, as we know Nigerian judges as bribing and corruption judges, corrupt judges. So we just pray that they will they will bring the good judgment out to people.
All right. Thank you. Hello? Oh, thank you so much. I think your network. Let's go here. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Chinese calling from Brazil. Sorry,
All right. Okay, let's go.
Yes, what I'm trying to say is that
you can please speak up. Speak up, please, if you can. Please.
Yes, democracy is now or never. This is time. This 2023, Buhari has come and is going any moment from now. We should not want to derail what we want to do in this country. This our youth now have come up now to take their country into their hands. And the cabal that is holding us to ransom don't want this thing to continue. See, this is the time now for us now to start building up this country. We can't continue to be laughing stock to other countries of Africa in the world. What do they mean? The court now has come out now to declare the real result. Let them supply whoever that is agitating that the result is not correct. Let us hear from the court, from the Supreme Court or whatever, that these very people want this thing. After that, now everywhere we calm down. But now, you only want now, tension is very high in this country. Tension is very high. And if anything now contrary to what people have in mind, it will cause trouble. This one, they want to tell us, don't come out, this, that, this, that. It is under duress. It will not work. They want to cause civil war in this country. And I'm telling the truth. So let them allow, let them keep the something. After all, we had interim government sometime. The interim government is just the constitution. But when the tension was high, interim government was brought in for us to declare the real result of this thing. It happened in the time of Shagari and Awolowo. You know, there was impasse. And they corrected it. And the other candidate had to go arrest. Let them do this thing legitimately and responsibly so that Nigeria wouldn't be laughed at. People are laughing at Nigeria. When I listen to other stations, honestly, I wait for this country. Buhari should write his name in gold this time. If you want to play ethnic politics, or my party has to be there, or we continue from where he stopped, he will set this country ablaze, and history will not judge him fine. This is time now. What Babangida failed to do during his own time, this is time for Buhari to correct it.
Thank you.
But if Buhari failed to do this now, he will mess up his name, and I'm sorry for him.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much for calling. I appreciate your call. Now to WhatsApp now. The man that spoke last, understand, lacks on what's trying to say that the presidential election was not on ethnic lines. On ethnic lines, Obi movement is a national movement. What are you trying to say? I'm happy with your guest this afternoon. Okay, thank you so very much. May 29 is sacrosanct, and Tinubu will officially assume the helms of leadership, whether the court proceeding is transmitted live or not. The truth cannot be hidden, but the Labour Party are insinuating that they will not get a favorable judgment. Well, it's okay. Let's see if we can touch on these now again. This person is saying, good afternoon, my good people in the studio. To be sincere with you guys, from my own observation, the way this country, Nigeria, is going now, I think it's a high time this country, Nigeria, no, we can't say that now. We can't go there. We can't go there. Back to the phone lines now. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
This is Luke.
What's your name? Hello?
I'm calling again from Mobijo.
All right.
Yes. So I said someone mentioned that the most people that voted in Peter Obi the other time were just Igbo, and the people that voted for Tinubu are the Yorubas. But to me, I feel that is incorrect. Yoruba, and I'm just an average Nigerian that's tired of what's going on in the country. Now, the thing is this: we saw things that are happening. Because see how much of glory they give to all these South Agberos and the area, but these politicians doesn't care about the average Nigerian now. Out there doing the edge of that is riding Okada on the streets of Lagos, but you see that the people that are regulating them are the ones that are not the ones that we were told when we were growing up that we should not behave like them, that will amount to nothing if we behave or we associate ourselves with them. But in the school, we studied hard, we faced our studies, we ignore all sorts of social advices, the negative ones actually. But look at where we are today. The graduates are the one flying for pop on the streets of Lagos. But these same people that we avoided while growing up are the ones that the government of Lagos State.
Oh, thank you so very much. Mr. Biga,
Yes.
a federal high court sitting in Kano, let me quickly bring this in, has notified the candidature of Abia State Governor-elect, Alex Oti. Okay. Aside from Oti, the court presided over by Justice Yunus also notified the candidature of the All Progressives, of the All Labour, that is the Labour Party flag bearer in Abia and Kano State.
Does that court have jurisdiction? That's one question we got to ask. You see, these are the things we are talking about, the judiciary. You cannot start entertaining frivolous petitions one basic thing we got to find out and ask first of all is, does that court have jurisdiction, a court in Kano, to nullify the elections of the governor of Abia State? If such a man,
that's where they choose to go.
If a man who is actually keenly interested in pursuing that case, what stops him from approaching the High Court in Abuja or the tribunals that have been set up in those states? I can tell you something is absolutely fishing. And another courts will definitely vacate such decisions. You don't have to waste our precious time on such frivolous, ridiculous court decisions.
Just trying to bring my listeners up to date. Again, that the Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Y.D. Ahmed, has said that the discharge certificate being paraded by Enugu State Governor-elect Peter Mba was not issued by NYC.
And I am aware from the report today that Peter Mba has sued
20 billion
naira.
But NYC is still saying that they did not give Peter Mba any certificate.
No. How long ago did Peter Mba pass through NYSC? The director that is right now there, how long ago did he come? How is he sure that his records, the archives and other stuff have not misled him? Because Peter Mba is saying, this is real. I got it. And so let the court decide it.
Okay.
Do you get it? It is beautiful that Peter Mba has approached the court and is actually claiming 20 billion naira. Let me tell you, Jude, I am disturbed by the frivolities of our politicians. You will never know that it's not your father that gave birth to you until the day you start to contest election in Nigeria. It's so funny. Do you hear me? You see one man who will walk up from one local place and come to tell you, well, your mother is late, but I was their father. And you start to ask, but where have you been all the while I was growing up? Why? Where were you since my mother was alive?
Dear father.
Why is it that right now that nobody's... Man, it's so funny. Oh, man. We live in frivolities in this part of the world.
You know, when you're becoming big, or when you're becoming bigger, right? Then you start attracting attention.
Start attracting great attention.
That's it.
Yeah. That is basically what happens here.
An associate of the president, Muhammadu Buhari in Kano, Alhaji Abdulmajid Damboki, has cautioned the president-elect Bola Tinubu against any move to form an alliance with the presidential candidate of the new Nigeria People's Party, Rabiu Kwankwaso. In fact, he's saying, don't bring Kwankwaso into APC. He's telling...
So let me tell you what. It still boils down to what we're saying.
You remember they had a meeting?
Yeah, we read they had a meeting
somewhere
overseas. We read it. And I can let you know that something like that might not be out of place, you know. The man who is now saying, don't bring Kwankwaso in, luckily he's from Kano. And you know, Kwankwaso was Kwankwansai movement in Kano is a very formidable one. So probably he had one thing or the other, one stone or the other to grind with Kwankwaso, and he wouldn't want Kwankwaso to be empowered. Something like that cannot be out of place. But then if you ask me, if you really ask me, I told you that Nigerian politicians are not leaders. They are only concerned about their pocket and their interest and their welfare. Otherwise, you contested the presidential election with Tinubu, right?
Yeah.
And if you want people to take you serious, all of a sudden, you are going behind the scene to start negotiations with him again. You got no ideology. You have nothing inside of you. You have no integrity. That is it. If what your party believes in is strong enough to contest with what the other man's party believes in, why are you all of a sudden jettisoning on your own and going over? Oh man, it's horrible here. It's horrible. It's absolutely unacceptable. Men here, the politicians here, they irritate me. They want me, they irritate me. That is it.
Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Second time is 2:53 p.m. We'll begin to wind up now. Yes. Finally, briefly again, I would want you to, I don't know what you have to say to Nigerians at this point in time.
Let me tell you, Jude. Remember, I did a music, One Nigeria.
Oh, yeah.
One Nigeria. Give me one Nigeria, oh. One Nigeria, oh. I want one Nigeria, oh. One Nigeria, oh. I was saying in that particular song, let corruption end. Let tribalism end. Let nepotism end. Let discrimination end. Let us work together as one people. Let us think more of the things that will unite us than the things that will divide us. Do you hear me? We will be better together. Definitely. Nigeria will be better together. The man who talked about the Igbos supporting Tinubu, the Yoruba supporting, I don't think he's correct. I don't really think he's correct. I think the youths of this country wants to create a new history for themselves. They want to present a new narrative. The youths who came up even to vote for P2B and other stuff, some of them were Yoruba, some of them were Hausas. Do you get it? So, basically what I want to tell Nigerians is, we can be better together. Let us fight against the social evils existing amongst us. Let us work together for a better Nigeria.
My name is Jude. It can be Jude, though my friends call me Sweet MC. It's time to go. Check the time. It's 2:55 already. We have to go. But I will be here by Monday, 1 p.m. To 3 p.m. Yeah, I do this every weekday. Do follow me on social media. Ikami Jude. Across all socials. IKAMIJUDEH. IKAMIJUDEH. Mr. Bigger, I want to say thank you again.
Thank you very much, Jude. Ikami Jude.
And do what to follow VOP across all socials also at VOP 90.3 FM. My job here is done today. So, from me to you is good afternoon and have a beautiful Friday. Thank God it's Friday. I'm out of here. Bye.